What's going on, YouTubes? Time for another recap. So this morning, let's start off right in the Discord about 6:31 a.m. Central. Good morning, everybody. We're getting on the contract change warnings there. Just be careful. Topstep X obviously off, TOS always the best. Just going very carefully here. Noting here, going for multi-gaps here. Okay, so on a picture posted here, we do have gaps notified here on the NQ and a double gap on the ES. So those were going to be targets, right? So I posted off here. I said, look for that lower high, if not into the 10 SMA rejection. So we're looking for that lower high, right? Because we did hit a target here. If you notice, if you zoom in real quick, this big dashed blue line is the 10 SMA daily coded into the intraday chart. And if you've watched, well, I don't know, any of the videos in the last 2 weeks, we said the bounce coming would net us a 10 SMA daily tag because we didn't have a back test of that. Now, futures hit obviously earlier than the SPY, which we'll talk about in a little bit here, but this caused a very nice early morning scalp system setup for the 1 minute pockets, right? So we had these gaps and we talked about a break into that 10 breakdown, right? So into the 10, and then as I noted, you need to pop up, find a lower high, and continue because we are confirmational traders. This first dip at the 10 SMA here broke structure, okay? All this support that we had right here was snapped, right, into lows, even this one. So when a structure break happens, the dumb money idiots usually chase shorts like this, not waiting for confirmation. In our group, we always teach you'd rather miss it than risk it. So confirmation trading is key. So if this were to pop back up, right, to the lower high to take, your best case entry would be the lower high. So as we have talked about here, now needs lower high trend from the grab gaps below, right? We're discussing this as we go through. And I was drawing, well, I drew this the wrong way, but the fibs to the bottom side and upside, I posted after. We're looking for it to come back up a little bit here. And then it did. So huge pop, beautiful to the lower high. Here's that top. Showed position entry there on the Topstep X, and that's the lower high into the 10 SMA that we had said to watch for. Then we gave out the trade saying the short sentiment now, because we have hit the 10 SMA daily, came down, right? Trapped the shorts, the idiots that chase shorts, snapped up, put in a confirmational lower high as noted, and heading down to the gaps. So I drew the sentiment box here saying we are short under the 10 SMA daily with the target of the gap fills down here, okay? So we had a really good opportunity for that short continuation. Well, posted some P&Ls on the way back down today, just the starters, and we started cooking. Here's how that trade worked out. Here's that lower high we talked about. Here's the breakdown and continuation right to the gap. So we did call a very nice trade from the lower high. I top ticked it at 56.85. Did not ride the entire thing, took profit as we went down. I had ES and MES pending on both accounts, but regardless, we called the trade. 12.5 to 13 points from that top side. Now, went over some other data, went over some other stuff after retail sales, talked about how to utilize the retail sales data and the 5-minute open. So we had another sentiment here where we're going to drop back down to the GPs, which happened, but we'll get into it. Where's Topstep right here? So we got our Topstep Expresses. What am I looking at here? There's all the P&Ls. We had $1,600 on one, 5 something, then 333 for the minimums on some of those other ones. Not minimums, but a little over there. Back and forth. All of these are ready for payouts now, so we just secured another 11 grand on payouts coming between all the accounts. I have another panel, which we hit all the other ones, but we're a little bit over 5K altogether, 5,300 for the day. The QQQ, well, we'll go over that one actually in the next. We're not going to go to the long term. So let's get into some of the other trades that we had set up here for, okay? Now, I had these short and stop and best entries for the crew set up, and I'll show you the short call, which these two notes are developed off of. So what we did here is we'll come into the trade of the open. So we put out the 5-minute high-low open right here, and we said, well, if the consolidation here keeps up, we're going to press into that 10 SMA daily. Now, if you see those pictures before, this is the 10 SMA on SPY, right? And it was lower before because obviously she came down and started cooking back to the upside, and the 10 SMA forever calculates. So before in that first early morning push, the drop off that first tag, because remember, we've been calling this for weeks now to watch for a back test of the 10 SMA when it starts going long. So it broke the 10 SMA daily here, came all the way back down. We called a 2-part opportunity support to hit. And as soon as it cleared house, it did. Watch literally any of the last 10 videos we put out. And we show you that we're going to come all the way back up to 593, 590s on this bounce. Excuse me. So on the clear house here up here, we needed the 10 SMA's first tag. So the 10 SMA broke here. ran, and when it popped up, we were going to have a intraday reaction to that 10 SMA daily, and we did at the beginning. So we had this 10 SMA calculated pretty much right here, and that's where the resistance was hit. So okay, great. We have a GP open though. So I put best case short entry right here, and let me show you how the trade worked out for the one that we called here. We put a high-low fib on this as well, and this is just another 5-minute no GP tag at the time. And it came down off this 100 of the opening 5-minute. So we had this push back up, and 1618 came down to the 100, pushed again, created lower high in the 5-minute, broke structure. That means the prior support that the 100 fib open was holding was cracked here, right? And this is, again, where they trap those dumb money shorts that chase big reds. They don't wait for confirmation. Pops up, lower high, continues to my target call. So we called this one in chat here today for our group, and we said best case scenario short will be right here. You can take that 50. You can risk a breakout of this doji at 920. So it says stopwatch right there. We're watching a stop out above this doji, okay? So the 50 right here, stop out range about 5. I said about 7-ish, so we could have gave it some time to the upside there, to a potential target of the golden pocket here of the open. And of course, we now have an overlapping Fibonacci. If you checked out our Saturday video, this teaches this a lot. With our live stream, you'll understand how to get these easy levels. So that did come over with the breakdown. So back to the golden pocket was the call. So we risked about 8 points to get about 20. Okay, so great risk to reward on the short. So we came into the short entry, came down, rode her all the way down to the GP. Okay, but what else do we notice? One of the other things I talk about a lot on this channel is market. The market, regardless of what time frame you're on, loves things in threes. So if you were to take this structure break from high to the structure break low, that's move number one to the downside. It pops back up, creates the lower high, which we are anticipating, comes back down, cracks another low into target, pops back up, and cracks yet another low to fill the GP completely, right? Because this is a partial fill of the golden pocket here, and this is a complete fill. So notice that the market loves threes. 1, 2, 3. It produced a three down, and then started holding GP for the upside. We also had some other targets down here for the data's GP, but since we are down, 11% from all-time high and looking for the bounces, the likelihood of downside follow-through is very minimal when the volatility index is trending so hard to the downside. So when you see the volatility index set up like this, don't look for anything to that downside. And if you've watched, again, the last couple weeks of videos, you knew damn well that we were calling this bounce and coming to the Monday week. So no surprise that we had a really good opportunity for that on Monday. Now let's stretch this out a little bit, and how else would I would have played, holy tongue twister, into the end of the day. So we're going to remove these, which we had called for our chat, and of course the hold of the golden pocket. One thing my chat will know right away is that 100 EMA shy, which we'll be looking for tomorrow, which would be nice. But let's look at that opening 5. Let's scoot this over a little bit, extend to the right, kind of see where we ended up. So an intraday fib is only going to go so far. When we have intraday Fibonacci like this, we tend to watch it as close as possible unless an outside or opposing force comes in to knock on our door and say, hey, this fib isn't that great. The 10 SMA daily is though, okay? The 200 EMA is though, right? The 200 SMA. So those long-standing daily, weekly moving averages are going to take precedent over an intraday Fibonacci like this guy at the 5 minute. So we got to pay attention to that. So when we see a golden pocket hold like this, we shied that 5, no big deal, breaks out to the upside, right? And we have targets for said breakout, right? And we moved up. We already hit the 1618, came down to the GP, which is standard Fibonacci practice. Go watch any of the videos I recap here. It'll teach you that. And then all the way back up to the first tag, 2618 from the opening 5. Here's that first reaction. Notice that little dead dive, right? The first tag, even for a scalp, netted you 20 points off that bad boy, okay? And then rolling the rest of the way back up. Now, the target for the day was hit on QQQ a little earlier than SPY. And the last kind of target you would have seen is like 569.86, but we back tested what? The 200 EMA before any fib. So that 200 EMA in the big fuchsia line, that's the daily 200 EMA, that's going to take precedent over a lot of this stuff. And not to mention, we entered a perfect controlled sell here. So, or a buy, sorry. A controlled buy is when something on the price action candles start to develop and they just ride the area of the 10 SMA here in the blue. And notice how those candles just kind of ride and never touch the 10 SMA. They never get too far away from the 10 SMA, but they never come back and touch the 10 SMA. It just looks like the most easily printed picture ever. That's an algo buy. This is a complete controlled computer buying system that just sticks it so close to the 10. We've been using these for 8 years plus and been teaching them. If you look at the 1 minute chart here, it's going to be pretty much riding the 10. 5 minute was shying it. So again, price action, you'll never really see under the 10 SMA here on the 1 minute, right? Never. And till it finally target and, the algos let it loose. All right, no big deal. Perfectly fine. Let's take a peek at the QQQ real quick. All right, we had a couple different outlooks here for the QQQ as well. We had massive over-under. So we have overlapping fibs. And again, if you haven't watched the last video, we put one out on Saturday, overlapping Fibonacci's, and we're going to continue to beat this into your guys' head. And on how to use these, we create these big levels, right? So let me I'm going to delete the sentiments here because obviously we had a massive sentiment for over-under. We have a note right here for the chat that said massive over-under, long target over VWAP. Okay, so let's take a peek. This was the call for the QQQ side of things. Let's extend this line. QQQ, unlike the SPY, has a little different personality here. So I still have the retail sale, 5 minute high low for the data for pre because let's go back here. That's TOS. There we go. Because that candle is going to take a lot of precedent here today at 7:30. So retail sales here, and then the GP hit, so on and so forth. Okay, so high low on data, and we said it had to get real close to the GPs, right? And of course, Q is really good at shying. So we took that short and we said QQQ down to GP. Well, oh geez, we missed target by a whopping 5 cents. Well, I call that good enough for me. So we did hit that yesterday's golden pocket, right? But most importantly here, when I noted this was a double overlap, we have the daily highs, right? And the weekly 100. It's very important. Once we recovered this level, now notice when I put a massive over under right there, that is a massive over under. You see the crack in continuation. You even see a rejection point right here saying, no, you're not coming through this resistance until you really consolidate, improve worthy. Okay, massive double daily and weekly. And notice long target over VWAP. Well, the purple is my VWAP, and look how VWAP reacted. And this is what I told my chat as well. Pay attention to over under VWAP today. Are we under VWAP? Sentiment down, hitting price targets. VWAP squeeze break, straight to our long target we called over VWAP, right? And then some. And we ended up, as I just posted in my chat a little earlier, saying this would be the top of the day because that is what? Yesterday's high low 1618. So if you were to take your daily chart like we do every single day, make it super easy, I take yesterday's high low right there. Here's the 1618. So the high low, boom, boom, easy, breaks over the 100, goes for 1618. Breaks under the 100, goes for GP. That's like 80% of my plays. But how to correctly play them on entry on intraday can get a little interesting, but I show you how. So the massive over under breaks over the VWAP and runs that controlled algo, smashes into the long target for the day. And I told my chat, I don't know where the picture went, but I said that'll be it for the day. We got the 3618 from the retail sales, which means we held that whole GP. It went 1618, 2618, 3618. So all the Fibonacci hits to the top side, and we had yet again a Fibonacci point that overlapped the retail sales and the daily gold 1618 from the high low of yesterday. Pay attention. It's very important. We actually drew a big purple box here for you guys too. So with that being said, I'd like to announce here a member from my community reached out, my man here, Dell, and he said, I want to sponsor a membership. So every weekend we give away Topstep accounts, $50 ones, 1, 2, sometimes 3, all depends what our goals here on YouTube are hit. And it's just pretty much free money. So anybody that comments on a video Monday through Friday, today is Monday, obviously, it's going to go, we make a video every single day. So for the next 4 videos coming out, you're going to have an opportunity to win a Topstep account and also a membership account. So if any of you guys here not members and you just watch us on YouTube and reluctantly you don't want to pay the fee or whatever else, I totally get it. Nobody wants that. There's tons of free information out here on YouTube. You could learn it most likely if you don't want to watch me and teach it live. Easy to learn. But Dell here, Dell22 is going to sponsor membership. All of his own money. This is purely him. Very, very amazing gesture right here, guys. So if you want to win that membership and you are not a member of BRT, comment Dell22. We're just going to use his name. We're going to use a comment picker that'll obviously be designed to pick up Dell22 in the comments. You got to be a subscriber and comment Dell22 on any one of these videos, okay? Any one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 different chances, okay? So you want to comment on every video Monday through Friday. Dell22 in the comments. If you are not a Boiler Room Trading member, and shout out to Dell22, he's going to sponsor membership. So we're giving away a $125 membership on Saturday, free for BRT, all because of Dell. And we're going to be giving away Topstep accounts to anybody that comments regular. So make sure to leave 2 comments. If you are not a subscriber in my premium group, comment Dell22. Maybe you win a membership on Saturday. So big shout out to Dell. If you want to watch us trade this stuff live and give you those breakdowns live stream, not just Discord, not just text. We do it all live. We post our P&Ls, post our entries and exits. This is not an alert service. You're looking for me to hold your hand so you can baby spoon feed eat. You're going to get so rich following all my trades. Please do not enter my chat. That is not for you. We are here to teach people to actually do this. We post all of our payouts. We post all of our trades, psychology and TA behind all of them. And I'll get you learned up here. I promise you that if you join and stick around, I will teach you how to read these algorithmic markets. It's a fun jam. If you want to do that, links in the description. If you want to tune in the next YouTube video, please feel to do that. Please feel free to do that. English is hard today as I'm tired. So thanks for tuning in here, guys. Big shout out to Dell22 and the amazing community of traders I have, 8 years building here. It's a very small, very dedicated group, but I love each and every one of these humans, man. It has made trading so much more fun. So we'll see you guys on the next video, maybe in chat. Talk to you then. Thanks.